Good evening. This is registered respiratory therapist Khalil, and today I'm talking to you on my hobby project as an inventor of 3D products because there's been some misinformation disseminated on Google as to who I am. I've seen my name and my patent number with somebody else's face. This is an unmistakable face. I consider myself to be a tall, unique-looking person. Maybe generically you've seen me before, maybe you haven't. It's my own subjective opinion. But today I'd like to introduce my products from 2014 2018, 3D printing. 3D printing is a new technology. 3D printing is the new canvas of the modern inventor because anything you can imagine in three-dimensional shape can be printed. Now, I called myself my new product the Book of Handhelds. And today I'm going to share 5 of my products with you, and the book will be coming out in the future. The first project was 2014. I had an assignment to blend an anti-malarial medication with another bronchodilator. So in my mind, I was thinking, wouldn't this nebulizer be cool if you could rotate, blend it, and I could put it on the patient in the modern age? So what I devised was an 8-unit assembly, upper pyramid, lower pyramid, turbine-based device. Here's the turbine that goes into the pedestal, where this would rotate the medication and spin a drag enhancer to combine a drug rotation device plus spin, so a patient who had obligatory mouth breathing would also breathe through the nose. As you spin, sometimes you inhale, and that involves hyperoxygenating the brain, because as you know from the nose, you can feel sometimes you get a good breath from the nose and all of a sudden you're awake, your CO2 has been ventilated, you're alert, etc. The anoxia the temporary anoxia is resolved. And that is an important part of the research we're going to be doing with product number 1 from 2014. I just received a patent D863, I think, from United Patent Trademark Office. And it's my second patent on this device. The first one was the shape. Now we have the turbine, the upper pyramid, the lower pyramid, the drag enhancer, the pedestal, the base. And the air goes in through a transverse gas hose, and then it spins the turbine through from here, spinning the pyramid. It's very low tech, but as you can see, 3D printing allows you to create disposables that you could use for more interesting devices, not just a garbage bag. It's not just a shield on a face helmet or something. It's not just like a liner for your earplug or something. It's unique that it involves turbine engineering with something you throw in the garbage. When this is done, the patient uses it, he coughs his emphysema on it, he coughs his bronchiectasis on it, he coughs a bronchiolitis, and you throw it in the garbage. It only costs $1.20. It only costs $1.85 to make. Maybe we sell it for $5 with the shipping and handling once it's delivered, and that's a unique disposable. Project number 1, the Book of Handhelds, Khalil Alexander Hill. Project number 2 was the UV rail doorknob. As you can see, I have a model. It's a 3D printed doorknob, but it's very interesting as I have the side view. We put rails inside the doorknob with screw caps and screws, and we put a decontaminating sheath here that will slide in, and you could open your doorknob like this. When the sheath goes inside, the UV light will radiate the sheath, and the sheath comes out on an actuator push. The idea came from a solenoid version where the solenoid was going to push it into a UV light and come out, but the solenoid was too short, so I used an actuator to come in and come out. And that was project number 2. The patent is still pending. I have till April to negotiate the original design patent on it, and that'll be my 3rd patent. If I get that, I'll be happy. I submitted also with that a very complicated utility patent with solenoids and magnets and all of this, but I held off on it because for a 3D printer project, I'm just happy to stake my claim on the idea. And I owe much less with these projects to other inventors. This period ball project number 1, the dual flow rotating nebulizer, it's just plastic. I plug it in, it works. I don't have to pay China $1 million for every circuit I use, or pay Japan for everything I use. For this product, it's very self-sufficient. It's just plastic. It's, I think, profitable, and it'll be ubiquitous once it's in the hospitals and the patients, so the residents of the world of the facility. So I think this is my favorite product because my first idea for 3D printing. It involved an 8-unit assembly, very complicated to assemble, a snap, 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 snap. And with all that information, it's very standalone, disposable. I don't have to plug it into a plane and say I invented the plane. I give an example the other day. The fiber optic bronchoscope was a camera they put down the throat. which gives us to our next product. So hold on one second. Product number 3, the hands-free ambu bag. The hands-free ambu bag is a squeeze device for a resuscitation bag. Many code blue situations required two people, one to do chest compressions and one to squeeze the bag. This will have pumps on it, on an actuator pump that is a cycling actuator. So it'll cycle and squeeze. And that's in the laboratory right now. The patent is pending. It's on GoFundMe. That's product number 3 from 2018. Product number 4 from 2017 to 2018 is the Jock Fan. The Jock Fan is a thermoregulation spermatogenesis device used to cool the testicles and cool the sperm. My theory was, what would it mean that if babies that were born in colder climates were more productive or more comfortable in their life because they're, before the copulation that inseminated the mother, the sperm had a better environment to live in. Not I'm saying freezing cold, not Alaskan sperm. I'm saying sperm in a 4-season environment, maybe giving birth to a 4-season human being. What if people in all climates of the world could cool their testicular sperm and affect their motility and their morphology, etc., from a fertility perspective? That was my theory. So it's just a theory, but I went back to the lab in my brain, built the Jock Fan. Jock Fan underwear, actually, Jock Fan ventilation underwear. It has ventilation to put the fan's blades into these slots and then cool into the testicular area and then provide some type of comprehensive thermoregulation. And, that's still being tested. And so my wife hates the product. Don't do it. It's so stupid, I think women are very protective of men. She hears about the fan blades and she threw it in the garbage. I think personally, it's my pride and joy, my finest project, but I won't get into it. Don't go play rugby in it. That's all I'll say. Last project here, product number 5, the UV High 5. This was my 5th presentation in the book of handhelds, and I'll turn the light on. Why did I invent the UV High 5? Well, actually, as I continued here, it's sparking. Here we go. I came home from work, and my watch was filthy, and my oximeter, my pulse oximeter, was filthy. So I said, what was I going to do? I had to invent a 3D printed hand device out of ABS material, and put my watch on it with UV lights, 254 nanometers, and put my pulse oximeter on it when I get home from work so I could clean my equipment on my own. And this equipment clean is, to me, the most ubiquitous idea I've had lately. It's not the best idea, but the most ubiquitous. I was talking about the fiber optic bronchoscope. Now, what was a bronchoscope? At the time, the camera had already been invented, but the brilliance of the fiber optic bronchoscope is they built a way to put it down the throat, the camera down the throat. So all this is a fake hand putting lights into the hand to clean the devices that are on the hand, the watch, the ring, the pulse oximeter. I'm being very animated because I think it's sometimes we don't look beyond our own hands. And this is the book of handhelds. And this is the latest imaginative thing I've come up with. So this is all really just to set the story straight. These are not 7 inventors working on this. They're not 7 factories. This is not that high tech. This is just 3D printing. This is what 7 or 8. So what I'd be doing if it was 1982 and I was 7, I wouldn't have asked my father for the new Lionel Richie CD. I would have asked him for a 3D printer so I could print something. And that's what kids are doing now. And me in my own infantile 40s, I go to work every day. But in the 5 minutes of spare time that I have, I've been proactive, productive, and I think alacritus catching on to the software. So here you go. These are the 5 products. The book of handhelds is coming soon. I want to document it on a website. And right now we're on ComplianceDualflow.com. But the new products, I hope to, once the patents are achieved on all 5 of them, we have 3 and 2 finished patents, 2 more pending with USPTO, and 5 more we're submitting, that we can get the recognition for myself as a 3D printer inventor. I make these STLs for these products here. This one was SolidWorks. We used the team because we made a product. This is all my own design, 100% my design. On the utility version, we use the team, but on the designer version, 100% me and all of this. So what I'm doing is creating patents out of STL projects that can be used in the world. I don't think anything's more useful than something that cleans pulse oximeters that are used in probably 100,000 buildings in the United States, as well as or 100,000 offices in the United States, maybe different floors of buildings, and also used in every medical facility in the world. So my favorite product right now is the UV High 5, the UV pulse oximeter hand. But around, if you ever see someone else's face, it's not their period bulb dual flow nebulizer. It's RRT Khalil Hill. The hands-free ambu bag, RRT Khalil Hill. the UV rail doorknob, RRT Khalil Hill, job cam ventilation cup, RRT Khalil Hill, and of course, finally, the UV High 5, my latest project. Come see us on UVHigh5.com or come check us out on ComplianceDualflow.com. That's ComplianceDualflow.com. Thank you. Have a good day.